What does a blonde do with her eyes closed in front of the mirror? He wants to see what he looks like when he sleeps. Why do you keep walking around the table with that mug in your hand? The mother asks her blonde daughter. I'm taking my pills, she replied. Well, you can't sit still? No, because that's what the pharmacist told me. One before the meal, one after the meal.
A blonde on one bank of a river and one on the other bank. One of them shouts to the other. How do I get to the other side? The other blonde answers. Well, don't you see that you're on the other side?
A blonde with a baby in her arms, at the pharmacy. Please, if possible, I would also like to weigh the child. Sorry, but the children's scale is defective. But we can use the scale for adults. It's simple. First the mother is weighed, then the mother with the child, we subtract the mother's weight, and what remains, stop it. It won't work. Why? Because I'm not the mother. I'm the aunt.
What is the difference between a blonde and a chicken? The chicken sits quietly on the eggs.
A blonde was on vacation in Milan in a shopping mall. After finishing shopping, she stops at a bar to get something to drink, and a lawyer sits next to her. Seeing that she was blonde, the lawyer proposed a game. Let's play the following game. I will ask you some questions, and if you don't know how to answer, you will give me €5. And if you ask me some questions, and I don't know the answer, I will give you €500. Okay, I accept. 1. What is the distance between the Earth and the Moon? The blonde, without saying a word, takes out €5 from her purse. Now it's my turn. What is that thing that goes up the hill with 3 legs and goes down with 4? The lawyer thinks what he is thinking. He looks everywhere for the answer, on the internet, but he can't find anything, so he angrily gives the blonde €500. After 10 minutes, the lawyer asks her, So, what is the answer in the end? The blonde, without saying a word, takes out €5 from her purse. The blonde has been missing from home for 3 days. The crazy husband looks for her, but nothing. On the 3rd day, the blonde appears. Where have you been, wife? Wow, what have I suffered? Some people caught me and raped me for a week. Well, you were only absent for 3 days? Well, yes, but I have to go for another 4 days. A guy enjoys his beer in a bar. Wanting to chat, he leans towards the solid woman next to him and says, Do you want to hear a very good blonde joke? With a hoarse voice, she answers him. Before you start telling the joke, I think it would be good to clarify some details. I'm blonde, I'm 180 88 kilo, and I'm a judo champion. The blonde next to me is also 180 78 kilo, and is a police officer. The one sitting next to her is 1.85 85 kilo, is a bodybuilder, and, you guessed it, is also blonde. Well, now you still want to tell us that blonde joke? The man sits for a while and thinks. Not really, he says. I don't feel like explaining the point 3 times. 2 blondes were talking on the phone. What are you doing, girl? Were you in the club last night? Leave me, dear, because my head hurt. I had 39 with 1. Well done, girl. I also had 69 with 2. A hitchhiker with a canister in her hand on the side of the road. He stops a guy with a car very surprised. He asks her, Miss, what do you have there in the canister? Gasoline. Why? To which she, very proud of her canister. But what? I know you drivers. How do you enter the forest? How do you all run out of gas? The brunette mother looks in her daughter's purse and finds a bottle of vodka. Oh no, my daughter drinks. The red-haired mother looks in her daughter's purse and finds a pack of cigarettes. Oh no, my daughter smokes. The blonde mother looks in her daughter's purse and finds condoms. Oh no, my daughter, she have a penis. A blonde secretary, newly hired. Boss. Dear, do you mind if I serve you a cake? Blonde. No, Mr. Director. The next day the same. Ma'am, do you mind if I serve you a chocolate? No, Mr. Director. The 3rd day. Dear, do you mind if I serve you an ice cream? Blonde. Director, if we continue like this, by the time you sleep with me, I will get diabetes. A blonde at dinner with her husband. Listen, my love, a colleague told me a joke about blondes at work today. I laughed so hard I fell out of bed. Two blondes are talking. If an alien came to you, would you meet him? No, I don't believe in long-distance relationships. But you? If only he had a convertible spaceship.
Two blondes are sitting at the table. Listen, girl, in the bedroom I have a light bulb with sensors. Last night when I moaned, it turned on. How romantic. In my place, the whole neighborhood has light bulbs with sensors. How do you know? Last night, when I moaned, all the light bulbs came on.
A blonde girl with a flashy car stops at a car service. The mechanic asks, "What happened?" It goes crazy and the engine stops. The mechanic opens the hood and finds a note. "She's stupid, she doesn't know how to drive and I'm not going to pay. Signed, the husband." The mechanic closes the hood. "We're sorry, but we can't help you, go to another service." Angry girl, "Damn it, you are the seventh service to refuse me."
A policeman stops a blonde and asks for her license. Blonde. What license, sir? I don't know what that is. The policeman, patient and indulgent. The rectangular thing with your face on it. The blonde lights up, rummages in her purse, and radiantly hands her the mirror. The policeman takes a long look at the blonde, takes the mirror, looks into it, and, suddenly, his face changes. Well, why didn't you say from the beginning that you were a policeman? A blonde enters the pharmacy and asks, "Can you also give me a pregnancy test?" Pharmacist. Which kind? Blonde. Negative if possible.
A blonde enters a supermarket and while she was shopping, she sees a shiny object next to the seller. "What is that shiny thing next to you?" "It's a thermos." "And what good is this thermos?" "Keeps cold foods cold and keeps hot foods warm." "Interesting," says the blonde and buys a thermos. The next day, at work, a colleague asks, "What is that shiny thing next to you?" "It's a thermos." "And what good is this thermos?" "Keeps cold foods cold and keeps hot foods warm." "Interesting. And what do you have in it?" asks the colleague. "A hot coffee and an ice cream."
A blonde is hitchhiking on a country road. A driver sees her, stops the car and invites her to get on. "Look," says the blonde, "I have to get to the village, but I have no money. When we arrive, we count ourselves." The driver takes her to the entrance of the village, after which he gets off, spreads a blanket on the grass and looks at the blonde. "Oh," says the blonde, "I'm married, I can't do that." "So what?" "I am also married, I have 2 children, but I also have 30 rabbits. So shut up and start collecting grass." A blonde in the gas station inflates her car tire through the exhaust pipe. She is seen by another blonde who says to her husband, "What a fool, can't you see that the windows are open?" Two blondes were discussing. Tell the girl, what does sex mean? Sex is when you put on a little makeup, enter a bar, make sweet eyes at a young man, he invites you for a few drinks. Do you sleep with him and leave some money on the table? And what does good sex mean, girl? Good sex is when you put on a little makeup, enter a bar, make sweet eyes at a young man, he invites you for a few drinks. Do you sleep with him and leave a lot of money on the table? And what does it mean to make love, girl? Love is an invention, so that it doesn't pay you.
A brunette and a blonde were discussing. Brunette, look, dear, what my friend here is bringing. Blonde, wow, what beautiful flowers she has in her arms. Brunette, and he's going to make me sit with my legs open all night. Blonde, why dear, don't you have a vase? One day a blonde got tired of making fun of her. So the brunette was dyed. He decided to test it. If she gets smarter. She goes as she goes and meets a shepherd. She asks the shepherd, "Shepherd, if I tell you how many sheep you have, will you also give me a sheep?" "Of course, you have 169 sheep." "Sure, my girl, take what sheep you want." The blonde gets into the car with the desired trophy and when she lets go the shepherd asks her, "If I tell you what is the natural color of your hair, will you give me the dog back?"
A super elegant and hot girl comes out of a bar with a very high blood alcohol level. She walks swaying towards her car, a damn expensive BMW, and tries to open the door with the key. but her drunken state prevents her and she falls on her bottom near the car door. With her legs open and without panties, she notices her pussy, and when she recognizes her, she starts talking to her. Because of you I have a car. Because of you I have jewelry. Because of you I have money. Because of you I have the man I want. Because of you I have. Suddenly he starts to piss and says tenderly, "No, don't cry anymore. I'm not arguing with you."
Two blondes met after some time and the first said to the other, "Yesterday I did my pregnancy test." The other asks curiously, "And were the questions difficult?" A blonde on one bank of a river and one on the other bank. One of them shouts to the other, "How do I get to the other side?" The other blonde answers, "Well, don't you see that you're on the other side?" A blonde gets a job as a teacher. During a break, he sees a child standing aside, while the others were having fun playing together. The blonde takes pity and goes to him, "Are you okay?" "Yes, you can go and play with the others, yes. But I have to stay here." "Why? Because I'm a football goalkeeper?"
A blonde, a brunette, and a redhead are at the lie detector. Brunette says, "I thought I was the most beautiful woman in the world." Beep. Redhead says, "I thought I was the most beautiful." Beep. Blonde. "I was thinking." Beep. The young blonde wife boils eggs for breakfast. The husband asked her, "Why are these eggs so strong? How long did you boil them?" "Well, 30 minutes? How 30? Boil the eggs for 5 minutes. "Yes, but there were 6 eggs." At the pharmacy. "I would like vitamins for my son," said a blonde. "Vitamin A, B, or C?" asked the pharmacist. "It doesn't matter," answered the blonde. "He still doesn't know how to read."